Hi, everybody. I know that it's a bit early. There's a problem again with Facebook. Let's see if we can get it. No, we can't. So we're just not going to worry about it, okay? Susan, hello from Clearfield, PA. Virginia, my friend from North Carolina. Linda, my Michigander buddy. And Linda Shaw, my friend from Ravenna, New York. I saw you earlier today, didn't I? And Debbie, you too. Debbie's excited about this one. Awesome. Good. Well, I hope you're as excited when you're done as you are when we get started. Ronnie, hi from a cloudy northeastern Arizona. And Deanna is here from beautiful Prineville, Oregon, cold but sunny. I heard it was cold out there this year compared to what you normally have. And Charlene is here from Colorado. Donna is from North Carolina. And let's take a note. Everybody mark this on your calendar. Donna's on time tonight. I'm just kidding with you, Donna. Oh, it's so good to see you guys here. I was a little nervous about doing this one at first, and then I started playing with it, and I went, "Yeah, I can do this. After all, I can do this. It's not that hard." So, what we're going to do is we're going to look now. If you have any of the artisan curves, any of them, what you're going to find right here on the back, you'll see that it gives every artisan curve and the number of templates that are in it. We're working with circles tonight. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different templates make up the entire line of artisan curves. The set that is on for sale has 5 of the 7 in it. And let me see if it says which 5 are in here. No, it just says 5 of them are in here. And I'm going to tell you guys, I bought this very long time ago. Yeah, but it still has the same amounts. So slowly but surely, I'm kind of gathering all of these together because I can see such a big advantage to being able to put circles, Persian peaks together with squares or curved marquees. There's so many opportunities available for us, but we have to have the templates, right? So birthdays coming up, anniversaries coming up, it's kind of a long way to Christmas, but if you do Christmas in July, that's only 5 months from now. So we should be good there. So let's take a look at the ones that I have here. The first one I have is a 1/4 inch circle. Is that small? Oh, yes. It is very, very small, let me tell you. But you know what? I can do it. You can do it. We all can do it. It works. It's awesome. Linda, hello from Portland. Sunny and bone chilly cold. I've heard that. Hi, Sandy. Beautiful 74 degrees in Tampa, Florida. Oh, can you, after the broadcast, please send me your address, Sandy? No, just kidding. Rita, hi. Oh, cup of time. Oh, so you're going to be drinking coffee while you're joining us, Rita. How nice. And Edna Ashcroft. Good morning, or Ina Ashcroft. Good morning. Linda's here from El Paso. Hi, Linda. I haven't seen you in a few days. It's a little chilly there. I think it's chilly all over the US. I don't know if there's any place that's warm other than Sandy down in Tampa, Florida. Okay, so Bev Kramer is here. Hi, Beverly. Nice to see you. So what we've got is this is the 1/4 inch circle, And this one I picked up later. The reason I know that I purchased this later than the other ones is this has a needle slot instead of a gate. And this next one is a 1/2 inch. And then we're going to go to 1 inch. And this is going to be 1.5 inches, 2 inch, 2.5 inch, and the granddaddy is 3 inch. And we're going to start with the 3 inch. It's important also to note we have all of these holes here for our pin. We're going to use these on a pin in the center. And then we have the numbers coming down. The numbers do not mean from here to here. It's going to be half of it. What the number means, no, for some reason it gave us a Facebook error. Yeah. Oh, hi, Helen. Okay, Linda, yes, it's not showing up on Facebook because for some reason, and I don't know if it's StreamYard or if it's Facebook, it will not let it go through on Facebook. It's erroring us off of it. So I'm glad you're here. Okay. I'm glad you made it here. I'm sorry for those people who are trying to get on Facebook and weren't able to. Oh, yes. The templates we are using are the Artisan Curve Circle templates. And they come in all of these sizes. And I'm going to show you how to put them together and make a little bit of a design out of them. Now, just let me say again, real quick. When you see these numbers denote how large the design is going to be. If it is sewn and then twisted all the way around on the pin and sewn again. So what you're going to see here is if you put your pin in here, this is not 7 inches from here to here. It is 7 inches if you draw the or stitch that out, turn it around and stitch it again. So from outer edge to outer edge is going to be 7 inches. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Now I'm going to go ahead and set these off to the side. And this is our circles, our artisan curves are almost always done in circles, but a lot of times our blocks are square. So what I charged myself with on this particular one, even though it's circles, I wanted it to fit nicely into a square block. So what I did was I kind of added a little bit out on this edge, and I would add it on each edge and square it off. And then I started thinking template. And man alive, look at all the opportunities we have to template in here. I'm definitely going to be doing something with these guys in the very near future that I can template. So we're going to go ahead, put that off to the side. I do have my pin in already, and that's okay. Even though my first round, I'm not going to use it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set this circle as my center. Now, if you're doing a log cabin block or something like that, having that circle in the center works out really nicely because what's going to happen is you're going to miss where all four of those seam allowances meet each other. And it will make things a whole lot easier, right? Hi, Joey. Um, okay. Linda said she's gotten used to checking here and Facebook, and I'm glad to hear that, Linda, because you know we're going to be one of the two, right? And oh, yeah, please do. Oh, excuse me. Marcia is here from Illinois. Illinois. Okay, so I'm going to take the largest circle here, and I'm going to use it as a circle. I'm not going to put the pin in on any of my numbers here because I want the circle to encase the circle of the block. Now, somebody is probably thinking to themselves, well, how do you line it up? If it's supposed to be lined up with these holes, how can you line it up? Very easy. You see that we have a vertical line here and it comes all the way down here. Good, I can put that over. And then we have a horizontal line here and a horizontal line here. This is our vertical center. This is our horizontal center. So let's go ahead, put it in the machine, line up our vertical and horizontal centers. I'm going to go ahead and start at the bottom. I'm going to I don't have to take my tack out for this because we're not going anywhere near that tack. I'm going to pull my bobbin thread up. Now, what I normally do when I'm working here with you guys is I normally turn this so you can see better what I'm doing. Tonight, I'm going to try and leave some of it, some of the rotations that I do. I'm going to go ahead and leave exactly how I would do them for myself. If I were sitting down at the machine, and this is basically what I would do. It's important to be able to look up high. Oh, excuse me. I've still got that cough. Oh, Sandy's here from Massachusetts. Hi, Sandy. Don't worry about being late. You won't get on the attendance list, I promise. Okay, so there we go. Put it down. The reason that I want to do it this way and want to encourage you to do it this way is because I want you to be able to stitch in all four directions. That's really an important skill to have as we work with bigger and bigger pieces. So here we go. One stitch in place and off we're going to go. Does it matter if I go to the right or left? Not really. I can go anywhere I want it to. I'm going to make sure my needle is down. This is a practice piece, so I'm just going to cut those threads off. Come back, and you see where my staple tape is? It's exactly where my hands fall. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll take the template, I'll go like this and say, okay, this is where my thumbs are going to be, this is where my fingers are be. And that is when I set the staple tape down there. And I didn't check my foot height. It is got to come down and get tightened. There we go. Perfect. Remember to keep our stitches just a little longer when going in a circle. And we're coming back right to the beginning. And there we have it. Go ahead and take it off. And there is our 3-inch circle. So we have accomplished this part here. This next one is really cool. Okay. I love the way I did this next one. And when I draw something out like this, I'm just going to pull you over a little bit because I want to show you what I do. My memory is very good, but it lasts a whole 30 seconds if I'm lucky. I will write, I use the 2-inch on hole number 6.5 to make these particular rotations. Okay. That way, when I come to do it with you guys here, I'm not struggling trying to figure out which one it is or how I'm supposed to do it. I already know. I have it written down. I keep these papers. The papers stay with the templates, which is really kind of good too, because if I want to, I've got that design that I can do anytime. There we go. And we are going to put it on 6.5. Now I've got 16 rotation or 16 reference lines. And this one is going to be, well, this one's going to be number 1, even if it isn't. Okay, I got them numbered incorrectly. Oh, that's 5.5. No wonder it looks wrong. There we go, 6.5. I'm going to come now to the edge of this, and I am going, oh, thank you, Kim. I forgot to turn you back. Hi, Diane. Good to see you. Okay, so what I'm going to do here.
Never mind. The delay, sorry, my bad.
Okay, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to stop on this line. And yes, this is traveling, but this is not very far, and I know you can do it. And there we go. Now I'm going to come inside. I'm going to encroach into that 3-inch circle. Okay. And I'm going to stitch around. I'm going to stop on this reference line. So this is reference line number 16. This is 1, and this is 2. And I'm just going to come down and back up, and it will meet on reference line number 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and twist my template to reference line number 3. My vertical mark will be on reference line number 3, and I'm going to go on the outside this time. Taking that 1 stitch in place, making those stitches a little bit smaller than normal. Come back down, and all things being equal, we're going to hit that 3-inch circle in the center right on our reference line number 4. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to twist our template again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be reference line number 6. I'm again going to come from the bottom, stop when I get to my reference line 7.
Rita,
Yes.
she had your voice in her ear yesterday.
Rita had my voice in her ear yesterday. Well, Rita, I feel bad for you. I'm so sorry. Oh, you're doing curves on a baby quilt. Rita says she's doing curves on a baby quilt. And what was the voice you heard? I think I know. Keep your hands, your template, and everything as one unit, right? Okay, so now let's go ahead on the inside. Around we go. And again, we're going to stop at the next reference line. And we're going to go ahead. What this is doing, we are lining up our circle on the odd numbered reference lines. We're lining up the center on the odd number reference lines. And then we're going either into the 3-inch circle or out around the 3-inch circle from even reference line to even reference line. And this time we're going up outside because the last one we went in, we're going to do every other one. Now this design made me think of Orlando. Anybody have an idea why? Yeah, Ken said Mickey Mouse ears, and he's exactly right. That's why. Okay, I need to fudge just a little bit on this one to get this to line up, but it's more important to have this lined up and have an extra stitch down here. That will never be noticed. But if this is cattywampus, one of my favorite technical terms, that will be noticed. So we want to keep that nice and bulbous. And this is what I'm talking about. There's that little tiny bit of a stop, so to speak. It's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. Again, we're going to go ahead. It's easier when I have the light on. I can see exactly where I'm at, but then you won't be able to see. And it's so much more important that you see than I see. So there we go. Circles are great because they're inside curves, right? And they're so much easier to stitch than an outside curve. So could this be done with outside curves? Well, yeah, but it's going to be a lot more difficult. Now we do our inside and over to the next reference line. Make sure your needle is down. And this is going to be our last mouse ear. And we're going to we're going to meet up where we started. And then I am going to break thread because I want to bring this out and show you all. Okay. Gonna go ahead and just slip this off. I'm just gonna do a couple stitches here. There we go. I'm not going to take the pin out. That's important. We want to leave that pin in there.
Sandy wants to know, could this be done with ovals?
Sandy wants to know if this could be done with ovals. You know what, Sandy? This part of it, absolutely yes. You could do this with oval. And Rita says, keep the stitches small on curves. Laugh out loud. She's got it. But yes, Sandy, it could be done with ovals. What's going to happen if you do it with ovals is this will come in a little further, and I think that would look very pretty. This will come in, and instead of coming on the outside of these reference lines, an oval is going to probably just graze it instead of actually crossing over it. So that is the first part of our design. How many of you have done this design before? Oh my goodness, I'm not getting anybody. Okay, no worries. Let's go to our second element. And that's what I do. I call each of these an element. So this is the element we just finished. This, and then we came here and then up and around, here and up and around. So what I did then was I took on the ones that were up and around, I echoed on them. And let me show you how I did that. I better just double check which, okay. Yep, I still use my 2 inch. So what I'm going to do, first thing I need to do is do this line and then echo this line. Do this line and echo this line. So I'm going to put myself back in, this time at 7 inches. I better double check. Yes, at 7 inches. Yes, I just want to be sure. So I'm going to put my pin in at 7 inches. Now, I'm not going to make a complete rotation. I'm going to line it up, and let's get reference line 1. I'm going to start at 1 now. And put that back in at 7. So I'm going to start on reference line 16 over 1 and stop at 2. And what I am doing is I am going to be joining this circle with this circle. There we go. Pull my bobbin thread up. Oh my goodness, I don't normally get it that perfect. You guys have such good luck for me. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to come around, up and around. I'm on hole number 7. Take my 1 stitch in place. There we go. We're going to now stop when our stitching touches this next circle. So what we've done in essence is we have finished stitching this circle as though it's behind this circle. Kind of cool, huh? Like the way it shows. Now it's still at 7 inches. Remember, we did this one at 6.5, excuse me. Oh, I am so sorry. Okay, Rita says, I don't have the Artisan Circles, but I have other shapes, and we'll be trying something similar with them. Rita, that makes my heart smile. Okay. I mean, really, that's what we're looking for is to take your imagination and run with it. Linda said she hasn't done this before, but finds it very interesting and will be trying it in the future. Thank you, Linda. That's what I like to hear. And you all know how to get a hold of me if you get caught up with anything, right? On SewSteady.com, you go to it used to be the education tab, now it's the Elevate Box tab, I believe. And the instructors are all listed there along with our contact information. So you've got a hold, you can get a hold of me by phone, by email, by fax. Well, not fax. Text though. Okay, take my 1 stitch in place, and here comes this beautiful echo that comes out perfect. Is that beautiful or what? And it stops right on reference line number 4. We are going to now turn our template to reference line number 5, and we're going to come around and do the whole outer circle.
Ronnie's got a question about template, I think.
Ronnie, you have a question. Okay, Ronnie said, I haven't done artisan circles. Is this where you cut out the top fabric? Ronnie, yeah, okay, yes and no. Artisan circles are great templates for doing a template project. And template is where we have 2 layers of fabric. Our top fabric is backed with a fusible such as template fuse. And then under that, we have a reveal fabric. And then what we do after everything is stitched, we pick areas where we want to cut out. And we cut those out and reveal that fabric underneath. It's basically like a reverse applique, and it is absolutely beautiful. Please, Ronnie, go on Westerly by me on Facebook, and you're going to see some of the most beautiful examples of template that you've ever seen. So definitely go there. Go sewsteady.com too. You're going to find a lot of pictures there. Hi, Jean. So glad you made it. I love seeing you coming in. Okay, so here we go. Now this one we need to make the whole top. So here we go. And I'm going to try and pick up my stitching speed a little bit. I know I'm slow. And we're going to stop right on reference line 6. Now I'm going to just twist my template And you know what? I don't even feel the need to come in here and use my spacing gauge because I already know that where I have everything, it's going to work perfectly. If you're not sure, use the spacing gauge. And where I would use it is right here because where I want my stitching to stop is right here, and my spacing gauge is giving me exactly that spot. So here we go with our echo. Now the echo area would be a really, really nice place to template this project. I'm going to, there we go. And we're going to turn it so that now we are on reference line number 9. We're going to go all the way around. Stop when we hit that circle. Number 11 we're on, so we're doing all of the odd numbers, right? The odd numbers, we are echoing. The even numbers, we are actually stitching a circle. Half of a circle, I should say, not a whole circle. We're stitching the upper half. Okay, I need to go in one stitch here so that there we go, because I wanted my vertical center to be centered. That to me is important. And around we're gonna go and stopping here. And picking up my speed a little bit. I'm getting my stitches just a little bit longer than I really want them. But you know what? That's okay. This is a practice piece. So now I'm going to take this off because we have put all of the pieces on, stitched all of the pieces in that we wanted to stitch. Would I do this on a real project? No, I would leave my thread attached. I would not stop between each one. I am stopping so that you can see what each round looks like. To me, that's important. So far, I'm loving this. What do you guys think? You like it, Ronnie? Okay, so let's see. Linda says she has a couple of the circle sizes, but also has the curved marquee in all sizes. She did use them on, yeah, did use them on Donna McCulley's Essence of Design quilt, and they are beautiful, Linda, aren't they? Absolutely beautiful. Whoops, I'm hitting the wrong, there we go. Um, yeah, you know what? For a small little square, I like this just the way it is. So now my next round. My next round is using these fellas right here. And I use on these the 2.5 inch. You can see where I write my notes. I don't hide this stuff. I want you guys to see it because I want you to know how you can draw out your designs and make them easier to use. So where I'm going to do is I'm going to start again on line number 1. And this is a 2.5 inch circle, and it's going to be on our hole number 9 will be right here. But see, we got this little 1/4 inch guy in here, right? What in the world? Is that a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch? I better double check that. Oh, I am so happy. That is a 1/2 inch, not a 1/4 inch. This 1/4 inch is so small. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, let me double check. You know what? It might be the 1/4 inch. We'll use the 1/4 inch then. And I won't say bad words, I promise. So let's get the 2.5 inch out and our 1/4 inch. And that was the 2 inch. Okay, I know it's here. There's my 2.5 inch. I came to a conclusion today. Okay, this is kind of off topic. But you know how yesterday especially, I was just searching, constantly searching for templates on my table. Guess what? I have a template stand. Why I didn't use it is beyond me, but having that template stand makes it so much easier to catch your templates. And look at there. Oh, if you can see it, there it is, right there. So don't be afraid to use those tools that you've got. They do help a lot. Okay, there we go. So back to this now, back on task, okay? I'm going to put this on hole number 9. We'll set that aside. We're going to start on reference line 1 again, number 9, and we're going to line it up. Now, here's the kicker. Gotta always put a kicker in there because it really helps. We want this little guy in here. How are we going to get him in there without having to come back, travel, put him in, travel here, put him in, travel here, travel here? We're going to do it the same way for those of you who did Starry Nights. We are going to do it the same way we did our Starry Night templates, okay? So I could put that like that. I am going to start right here on the edge of this circle. It's not going to start right at the reference line. We're going to have just a little crossover here in the corner. That's okay. If anybody asks about it, tell them it's a design element. I like the way it looks personally. I think it's kind of cute. All right, here we go. Put my needle down. I am, again, just for reference, I'm on I'm on hole number 9. I am lined up with my vertical center on reference line 1. I am only going to stitch to the top of the reference line. So take my 1 stitch in place. Okay, that was 2 or 3, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm going to come up and I am going to stop with my needle down. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to, now I'm going to take this guy off. I don't need to put this in because we are not going all the way around. So I'm going to just set that off to the side right now. I'm going to raise my foot, put this in. It's going to be on number 9. And you know what, guys? It is the 1/2 inch we're going to use, not the 1/4 inch. I just realized it definitely is the 1/2 inch. Huh?
Joyce Clinker.
Oh, Joyce. Hey, shoot, almost missed it. Well, you didn't, so I'm really glad you're here, Joyce, from Mesa, Arizona. Okay, again, we're going to put it on 9. I'm going to close my gate. I'm going to take that first stitch in place. I'm going to come around, stop back on reference line number 1. Now we're going to take this guy off. I'm going to put my 2.5 back on, line him back up. I do have to put the gate in, guys. It's just going to be way too close. And this could move on us, and we don't want that. Okay, lined back up. Everything looks good on hole number 9. And here we go. That was a 2.5, right? I came off. Look at what I did. Oh my goodness, I came off badly. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. What I am going to do, I'm going to put my template back on. I'm going to come back up here. I love it when I can show you how to correct a mistake.
Nina Ashcroft asks question about the templates you are using.
Okay, let's take a look.
906 quilting.
Oh, Ina asked what templates I'm using, and I am using the Artisan Curve Circle templates, and I am using the set. Comes in a set of 5, but there are 7 templates total. Okay, I hope that helps you answer your question. Okay, so here I'm going to just pull my thread up again. You see how badly I came off of that? My goodness, that was horrible. I wasn't paying attention. Put it back down, right in there. I'm going to turn it this way so I can see better. Oh, there's one problem. I had it at 9.5, not 9. Okay, making sure I'm lined up and take the first stitch in place. There we go. I can come in and pick that out later. Come right down here. Now I'm going to turn my template and we're going to repeat. Let me get this thread out of the way here, guys. Okay. There we go. And lining myself up on reference line number 3. We're going to cross over just a little bit, and that's okay. We're going to come up to the top of the reference line. I'm going to take this template off, and we're going to put our 1/2 inch template on. And we also are going to put that on the number 9 hole for number 9 back here. Okay. Now I'm just going to make one rotation. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to take this guy off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with a decision. Here's my decision that I need to make. Right here. Currently, I am right here. No, you can't see where I'm showing you. Now you're going to be able to see. I am right here. So what I can do is I can take my 1 inch, put it onto hole 11 and stitch around here. Then change it to my 2 inch on hole 13, stitch around here. Then change it to my 3 inch on hole 15, stitch around here, and then keep going. And that's the way I think I want to do this. If you're uncomfortable doing it that way, and you want to get this whole part of it done first, then come back and put these guys in, you certainly can. The only difference is here we do not break thread. If we do this and then come back and put this element in, we're going to be breaking thread 4 times, 1 for each of the enhancements that we're putting on there. It is a personal decision. My choice is to just keep going. Okay, yes, Linda Lombardo says, bonbon time. That is what Kate would say. Oh, yes. I wonder, did she really eat all those bonbons? I'm going to have to ask her. We'll see. I'll report back. I'll let you know. Gauging from the size of her, she did not eat all the bonbons. She's rather thin. Okay, so my 1 inch is going to be right here. We're going to put it on hole number 11. And again, I keep all of these things written in here because my memory is not adequate to remember all of this. And hole 11 is right here. We're going to close this guy up. We're going to make sure our vertical line is lined up. And here we go. 1 stitch in place. We're going to make a complete circle and stop where we started with our needle down. I'm going to go ahead and take this guy off. And the next one I need is my 2 inch. And that is going to be this fella right here. And let's put that back on. And this one has to go into hole number 13. So here we go, right here. You see how nicely that all lines up? It lines up perfectly. And on reference line number 3, 1 stitch in place. Come all the way around. And you could just keep adding and keep adding and keep adding to your heart's content. Okay, there we go. That was the 2 inch. I'm going to take him out and set him off to the side. And next, I've got written 3 inch, and we're going to put him into hole 15. This is the big daddy here. This is the big one. Okay, there we go. And number 15, right there. Oh, I'd say this is new tape. It's very sticky. Okay, we're going to turn it a little bit so you can see it better. Here's our vertical center. This guy is big. We want to hold on tight to him, okay? 1 stitch in place and off we're going to go. Okay, we are making progress, guys. And we're going to come back to our starting position. I'm going to go ahead and take off the Big Daddy. And we are going to find our 2.5 inch. And I think I put that right here. It's going to go back on, and it goes on, do we remember? Line goes on hole number 9. There we go. Back at the top, we want to make sure that our vertical line is nice and lined up on reference line number 3, and we're going to come back down here. I am putting the gate back just because it just could go funny if we don't. Okay, so here we go. And around we go. And it comes in and tucks just perfect right between those other 2 guys. So now we're going to turn it again. Make sure we're lined up. And off we go. Stop at the top. Now, if you wanted to, you could put any template you wished in here. You could put a small star, you could put a small oval, you could put, oh, there's so many. There's just so many. But because I'm working with Artisan Circles, I decided to keep it true to the template and use the Artisan Circles on there. And there we go. There. And let's finish that up. Number 9 is the hole that we are using. Want to make sure that that vertical center is lined up. 1 stitch in place, hug that template. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys a question. What is the worst thing you can do that will most often cause an error when you're stitching with your template? Okay, I'm just going to go here. I'm going to have Ken tell me what the answers are and see who gets it. Because it's the one thing I talk about over and over and over again. Now we're going to go ahead and go up. So,
Taking hands off the template,
oh, that's terrible. Yeah, definitely don't want to do that.
looking up and drinking wine,
Well, that's a good one. Now, that's one I haven't heard before, and I'm liking that a lot.
stitching too fast.
Well, that is also something that can get you into a lot of trouble. It's not the one I'm thinking of, but you guys are getting closer. And I mention it every show. Okay, let's see who else has got stuff here. Evelyn says, not staying on the ruler. You're right, Evelyn. That's dangerous. And Linda says, making smaller stitches when doing curves. That's a good thing.
Tension.
Ina says, tension. Joyce says, taking your eyes off of the template. Linda, you got it, girlfriend. Here it is. I call this my number one sin. Don't push your foot to the ruler and don't push the ruler to the foot. Ah, Donna's got it too. And Rita, you're right. Too long of stitches make it look jagged. So this to me is like the most important thing. If you push against that template, it can go in ways you don't want it to. And when it does, the foot's coming with it, and so is that needle. So the first and foremost self-imposed rule, and that's what it is. It's a self-imposed rule. There's no book that says you got to do it this way. What I share with you is being shared from experience because I've made all these mistakes. I'll probably make them all again too. Okay. Look, isn't that a beautiful 1-inch circle? Look at how small those stitches are. I love it. Okay, so that's my 1-inch. So now we're going to come back and get our 2-inch. There we go. And this is going to be on hole 13. Put our little gate in there.
Donna says, too bad I do it over time.
uh, hmm. Oh, I am so sorry. Excuse me. I really thought I was doing better with this cold. Okay, back to where, okay, this is our 2-inch hole, number 13. Just stay at a nice, steady speed. Listen to your machine. Let your machine talk to you. It's one of the best pieces of advice I ever got, and that was from Danelle. Let your machine talk to you. Now we're going to take the 3-inch. Well, come on. There we go. And it's going in hole number 15, all the way down there. Okay.
Says she's surprised you still have a voice with both classes.
Oh, yeah, today was kind of busy. Tomorrow I've got 2 classes as well. Okay. I will tell you guys, I'm drinking an awful lot of fluid here while we're working. So if you hear me taking gulps, please don't be offended, okay?
I want to know what size is the box.
15 inches. Regina asked what size the block is. This is a 15-inch block. I usually use 15-inch blocks for my when I test out patterns or designs and when I'm making my practice pieces. And the reason I use 15-inch is because I can get 3 cuts in a 45-inch width of fabric. And speaking of width of fabric, okay, this may be just a little off topic because what I'm going to talk about is really fabric, not ruler work, okay? But I think this is important for you guys to know. Um,
Randy helps too, Sandy says.
Brandy
Helps too.
helps the cough go away. Well, if that works, I need to try it because this cough is just making me crazy. Anyway, talking about fabric widths, and I think this is just a good thing to know. Many of us go into fabric stores and we see this 108-inch wide backing fabric, and it runs about $20 a yard. Well, our regular fabric now, I don't know about where you all live or what you're paying, but up here we're paying usually anywhere between 14 and $16 a yard for fabric right now. So if you take the 108-inch fabric and you purchase a yard of it, what you're getting for maybe 20 to $25 is actually in excess of 2 yards of fabric because of the width. Because you've got 108 inches and you take 90 off of that, and you still have 18 inches left times the 36, the length of the yard. So you're really getting a lot of extra. So when I go to buy fabric, like for background fabrics and stuff, I buy usually if I can find what I like in a backing fabric, I'll buy it in a good backing fabric and I will actually end up a little cheaper. Debbie says I use backing fabric all the time to make blocks. And you know what, Deb? I would expect that you probably had that figured out long before I did.
They were pretty good boys.
They were very good boys. The boys have decided to wake up and ask Daddy to go outside and play in the snow. So we're going to say goodnight to Ken and the hooligans, and I will see them downstairs later. Regina, I love whiskey. Whiskey, lemon, and honey in hot tea. That's my kind of remedy, I'll tell you. Ugh. Okay, so back to here now that we've talked about backing fabric. Ken said Fireball. I love Fireball. I don't drink it very often, but every now and again. Cactus Deb says bye, Ken. He'll be back. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish up this side here. I'm going to put my 1/2 inch down and end up right here. We're going to take this little guy out and we're going to put our 2.5 inch back in. And we again are placing that on hole number 9. And that's a par 4. No, I'm kidding. I'm not really a golfer, but for some reason that just came to mind. So I had to say it. Yeah. I know I'm not a comedian, guys. Oh, okay. Here we go. We're gonna finish this part up and come right in, and I'm going to turn this again. And I'm going to keep repeating this until I have the entire block done. So I'm going to stop right here and we're going to go ahead and get our little guy out. And this is the 1/2 inch, not the 1/4 inch. We're going to put him on hole number 9. I like it when I can just flip the gates back and forth. This pink tape is strong enough to allow me to do that. And yet it's strong enough to hold on for a while too. You know, all of our tapes in our gates are going to have to be changed eventually. None of them are going to live into perpetuity. So, get a decent tape, let it work for you. Work smarter instead of harder, right? That's kind of my philosophy. And here we go. And now we have come to another corner. And I'm just going to do half of this. Up we're going to go. And I'm going to stop right there. Okay. I'm going to come out, take this guy off, and I'm going to break thread here. Let's take a look at what we've done. I love it. I love the circles. We are using circles upon circles upon circles. And when we talk about templing, where's my pen? There it is. I started thinking, okay, what would great places be to template? This place, and this place. These would be awesome to template, coming all the way around, templating these, and let that little circle stay the same. And then what I would do is I would come and I would template the middle of these corner circles as well. Okay. Now, I thought about doing the center as well. I'm just not so sure about it, other than the fact that if we template it, it's got this cool shape coming out and around, out and around, out and around. I've never seen it done that way, but I really think it'd be cool. I would not want to do these guys because they're partial circles. They're all partial circles if you look at it. And this actually recedes as opposed to these because these are more complete. Okay. And this coming in the back, it does help it to recede a little bit. And I thought about not putting this design element right there. To me, it looked unfinished. So when I added that, I thought it just gave it a little bit of a spark that I liked. So that is how we can play with our artisan curve circle templates. Now, don't forget, deal day 20, you get 20% off. Suzanne, thank you, darling. I really appreciate it. And Susan says, let me get my mouse over here. One more template that we have to have in our collections. I don't think you'll be sorry, Susan. They are wonderful design templates, and there is so much you can play with. And if you get the circles and the ovals, you can combine them and they will come out absolutely breathtaking. Linda, thank you for holding hubby off dinner for an hour. Thank you so much for coming in. I absolutely love to see you. Enjoy dinner and we'll see you next time, okay? Oh, Angie says, thanks for another class. Oh, you know what? Thank you, Angie. I really appreciate that. I think it may take a weird mind to come up with some of these things. Maybe that's why I've got a strange mind. I'm not sure. But I do know one thing, I really enjoy seeing you all here on Monday, Tuesday nights, and Wednesday morning. And tomorrow morning, we're going to do a string of pearls, 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And I've got some surprises on that too. Some designs I've never seen done before. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Ina, thank you so much. Linda, thank you as well. Oh, thanks, Regina. That means a lot for me that you guys like what we're doing here. And, you know, it means a lot to me that my husband comes and helps out too. I really enjoy that. So if there's no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and say good night for tonight. And until we meet again, let's quilt.